Hey folks, quick question. What excuses are you using to hold yourself back? Or what excuses are you making for not taking your next step of your journey of faith? Excuses have the power to prevent us from experiencing the fullness that life has to offer, and many of us are experts at making excuses. Last night I was thumbing through the television and America's Got Talent came on, and I must admit that I'm usually one who just stops to watch the show because I like to see the train wrecks happen. You know, these people that I'm not for sure why they're allowed on stage, other than I guess maybe to attract viewers like me who like to watch the train wrecks. And I know that's bad of me, and I'm sorry for that. But last night as I thumbed through, we stopped on the channel just before a young lady by the name of Mandy Harvey took the stage. And they showed her pre-performance clip, and it was about how she had lost her hearing, and the nerve endings in her ears just disintegrated, and she just lost her hearing. Well, unfortunately, she was a musician, and she was actually in school and studying everything, and it was while she was in school that she totally lost her hearing. It had been gradually escaping for some time, but it was while in school that she totally lost it. And that could be something that could be a dream killer, if you will, especially for a musician, because being able to hear is pretty important. And she admitted in her testimonial that she thought about giving up, but she didn't like the idea of giving up. And she took the stage, and she was unique because as a musician, she took her shoes off, and there were plenty of those monitor speakers that were surrounding her that kind of shoot the sound at a lower angle than a regular speaker does that's aimed toward a crowd. And she had an interpreter, and she revealed to the judges of the show that she indeed was deaf, but she was going to sing a song that she had written called Try. And so the conversation between the judges and Mandy unfolded, and she revealed that she has continued her pursuit of music, and she does so by, one, trusting her pitch, and that is her personal ability to sing on key and on note and on tune, as well as to feel the vibrations of the music in the floor with her feet. And that helps her stay in rhythm. And the judges were amused, and they were astonished to hear of such determination as well as such creativity in pursuing a passion. And sure enough, it was her time to perform. And if you saw the clip, you know that she got the golden ticket thing, whatever it is. In other words, she got the fast forward to some of the final rounds. She doesn't have to go through any more auditions. The judges liked her that much, but her story is one of not letting excuses get in the way of pursuing the passions in your heart. And I wonder how many of us have a lot of regrets, we have a lot of missed joys and unfulfilled passions in our life because we allow excuses to stand in our way. You know, I'm reminded of one of the most famous Bible characters, and that is a man by the name of Moses. And whenever he had an encounter with God in a bush that was on fire but was not consumed by the fire, God began to revealing to Moses the plan that he had for his life. And that is to be a leader of a multitude of people, to lead them in freedom from a nation that was oppressing them, a nation that was much larger, much stronger, much more equipped to hold them in place. And Moses began to make some excuses. First of all, it was excuse of identity. He's like, how are they going to know who I am? How are they going to know who you are, God? And God revealed to him, Moses, some miraculous signs and wonders to confirm who it was that he was having this conversation with and who it was that was setting the course for his future. And he actually gave him his name, and that was the sacred name Yahweh, that the Bible reveals to us as being that personal and all-powerful name of God. And then Moses made another excuse. He's like, well, you know, you're telling me to go speak to a bunch of people, and that means I'm going to have to go speak to the king of Egypt, the Pharaoh, and I just don't speak well, as I just stuttered over my words. And Moses began to use that excuse of not being eloquent as a public speaker. And God's told him, said, who made your mouth, Moses? And so every excuse that Moses offered, God took away, but Moses was offering them up quickly, and God was refuting them just as quick. See, if God had not intervened there, Moses would have used excuses that would have prevented him from experiencing the fullness of the life that God had created him for, the fullness of the power and the purpose and the plan that God had made him for. And so, let me ask you again, what excuses are you making? As I go back to this young lady, Mandy Harvey, she said two things that helped her continue in her journey of music, and that was, one, trust in her musicality and feeling the vibe of the music through her feet. And God's going to call all of us to various paths and opportunities and experiences that's going to require more of us than we have to offer. It's going to require more faith. It's going to require sometimes what we think to be the impossible, but God is the God of impossible. And so I'm going to ask you, what excuses again are you making? Because God calls us to trust Him as He leads us along this journey of faith. And then as we trust Him and we grow in our relationship with Him, we will actually begin to see and feel the vibes of His movement in our life and around us as we follow Him down the path that He is leading us on. Like Mandy feeling the vibes of the music in the floor to help her know how to keep in step with the music. Whenever we begin to grow in our relationship with God, we will begin to feel and see the vibes of His movement, the rhythm of His love and grace in the world around us as we walk that path that He is leading us on, and we trust Him all the way. And so my encouragement to you is, don't let excuses rob you of the plan and purposes that God has for your life. Because excuses leads to regret, but faith leads to life. Hey, God bless, folks. Have a great day. We hope to see you this evening. We'll be continuing our study in the minor prophets from the Old Testament. We're in the book of Micah. It's an amazing message of both a call to accountability as well as a promise of hope and restoration. And so we invite you to join us tonight at 5:30 for a free meal, 6:30 for age-graded ministries. We have children, youth, and adults alike. Just come. We want to do life together. We want to experience the fullness of God's joy with you throughout the day, as is every day. Love Jesus, love others, love life. God bless.